the set of properties such as class and replication fighter. Next, we talked about create table. So create table creates a new table under the current key space. And basically, create table, we give it the name of the table and also the list of column families and also the type of data. As you can see in the example, create table product would create a table, namely product with a list of column family such as product class ID as text, product ID also as text, and is the primary key, brand name as text, etc. There are other types such as int for integer, double for double, and boolean, um, such as true, false value. In Cassandra, two types of columns have a special role that define the primary key, um, the partition key columns and clustering columns. The partition key columns are the first part of primary key, and the role is to spread data evenly around the cluster, and rows will be spread around the cluster based on the hash of the partition keys. The clustering key columns are used to cluster data of a partition, allowing a very efficient retrieval of rows. So with the same example again, if we instead having primary key with a composite key including the partition key and the clustering key. And if we create a table this way, then when we read data using select from, we will specify both um, product class ID and product key. Otherwise, it would show an error. Okay. Next, we talked about insert data. The insert clause writes data in columns, in row form, and it stores only columns that are given by the user. So insert into is very much like insert into in SQL. So insert into Keyspace name dot table name. And if you are actually in the current Keyspace, then insert into table name would be sufficient. And then followed by the list of columns and the values should be inserted. How do we update data? Update clause is used to update data in a table. No result returned after updating data means the update was successful, otherwise there is an error. So update the what? Update key space name dot table name and set a set of columns. For example, column name one to uh, new. Here we have a keyword new value one. Column name two to new value two, etc. And also the where clause to specify the condition. Delete data. Delete clause removes an entire row or some columns from a table. And actually, data is not deleted immediately, but marked and removed after completion. The syntax is delete from what? Delete from a table. And the full specification is key space name dot table name. Otherwise, you can say delete from table name. And after the where clause is the condition for deleting. Read data. For reading data, we use select clause. It can read the whole table, a single column, or a particular cell. So select a set of column names from keyspace name dot table name, or we just say table name. Where, and after where we have a set of conditions for selecting data. And here is some example. Select stars from product. Stars here would mean we select all columns. And select stars from product where product ID is equal to 20. And here product ID is the primary key. Select stars from product where product ID, and here we use the token function, greater than token 10,000. That will look for rows which have product ID greater than 10,000. If the conditions are on other columns, we would need to have secondary indexes. To create index, we use create index and then the index name on the key space name dot the table name. In this case, foodmart dot product, and then the column name. And here we have product name, which is the one that we need in the where condition. And then later we can say select stars from product where product name is equal to Jeffers grids